Get full episodes of The Damage Report as a podcast on iTunes and Android, and you can watch the live show every weekday on YouTube TV. Did you know that as we're focused on stuff going on in America, there's actually news going on all around the world? It's time for Meanwhile In. Oh my God, Brett, you've outdone yourself. Meanwhile in Australia, Nude Golf. It's actually a thing for some reason. It's called the Wandering Bears event. It was organized by 69-year-old nudist Bruce Jensen and his wife Julie, who run the Brew Jewel Nudist Retreat. That is actually one of the better celebrity name mashups that I've seen. So they thought, if we can do all this other stuff while nude, why not golf? And they got a golf course to actually agree with it. Jensen said, "We presented the event before the club committee. It took months of negotiating, but they finally said we could play naked golf." And they said, though, there were 2 holes they were not allowed to play on because it was within sight of the clubhouse and people might complain. There's a restaurant and stuff, so you sort of understand that. And look, I have to say, I'm an outsider to the whole nudist thing. I don't really understand it, but they say that it's like you can get down in clothing, but that last bit of clothing is always going to sort of stop you from freeing yourself totally. Once you remove that last piece of material, you remove all of your inhibitions, which is fine. But I do think that there are better and worse places to do it. The problem with golf is there's a lot of like swinging, like a lot of abrupt swinging of the body. And I think you should be supported while your body parts are swinging all over. So I don't know about that, but if that's what they want to do, totally fine. I would worry about sunburn and also sand traps. That would be my second concern. So while that's going on, meanwhile in the deepest depths of the Marianas Trench, we have found plastic. I wish it was about like a cool fish or something, but no, it's us wrecking the environment, even in some of the most extreme parts of the environment that exist on the entire planet. Researchers plumbed the depths of the Mariana Trench in the western Pacific Ocean near Challenger Deep, the lowest place on the face of the planet. They found the highest levels of microplastics yet found in the open ocean, compared with surveys from elsewhere in the Pacific, Atlantic, and Arctic Oceans. And so that's what's amazing. It's not that they found plastic there, but that even there, a place where it's very, very difficult for humans to even look, they have found higher concentrations. And so that makes me wonder, like, what other places are we not looking for pollution, whether plastic or otherwise? What other places are we stocking up sort of the cast-off remnants of our civilization in a way that is potentially endangering species that we have never seen before? How sad is that? Researchers said the microplastics in the trench were likely to come from the industrialized nations in East Asia, including China and Japan. The trench is a narrow V-shaped abyss and therefore traps sinking particles. Most of the microplastics, by the way, were fibers a few millimeters long, cast off pieces of clothing, bottles, packaging, and fishing gear. But what's amazing about that is we like to think that at some point we can go through the ocean and we can clean it up, but the thing is that plastic doesn't stay in its original form, it gets broken down. And that's how you end up with just millimeters long shards. That's gonna be so much harder to clean, let alone down in the Marianas Trench where we're never actually going to be able to do that. Meanwhile, in the UK, drones are disrupting the holiday plans of thousands and thousands of Brits. So a drone was just flying around an airport, and the issue with that is, if there's drones nearby, you can't take off. It's holiday time. There's lots of people who would love to be in a plane at that point. The police in Sussex said it was not terror-related, but a deliberate act of disruption using industrial specification drones. I don't know what that means. I'm imagining they're larger and more dangerous if they were to slam into a plane. About 110,000 passengers on 760 flights were due to fly on Thursday. Disruption could last several days, and if it does, that is just going to disrupt so many people's holiday plans. Drones are gonna be great for a lot of different things. I saw another story where they were delivering medicine to remote islands via drones, but also in irresponsible people's hands, it's just a disaster. Meanwhile, way off in the year 2220, finally, economic opportunity between men and women will finally be equal. That is according to a World Economic Forum set of research. So they're tracking the progress we've made on equality, how fast things are improving. It's very slow, so it will literally take centuries. But if we reach that point, that'll be good news for us. Thank you very much for watching this clip from the Damage Report. If you liked it, don't forget to subscribe to this channel and ring the bell on YouTube to get notifications of our new videos. And of course, you can catch the full Damage Report live every weekday at 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific on TYT Network on YouTube TV.